Hey there, Cancer. It's the Scorpio Stellium, your no bullshit tarot card reader. I'm going to take a look at your predictions for the week of November 8th through the, 14th? I think that's the day it's on. We are going to show our work here. I'm going to tell you how I come to the conclusions I come to so you learn while I read. I pull the astrology into the cards when it's relevant. And at the end, I also do a pick a card for what message you need to hear this week. So let's look at this, Cancer. What's going on with you? Transformations. We have the death card right up top. Okay, the death card associated with Scorpio. So you may be dealing with Scorpio. We also have temperance, which is Sag. You could be dealing with some Sagittarians, but not necessarily. It's just energy of a card. So the death card starting off here is things that are ending. Okay, you have been dealing with endings, and with inherent in any ending is a transformation. Anytime something dies, and goes back to the earth, it comes out as something new. Energy is not lost. It is not destroyed. It is merely converted into a different state. And that's what's going on here. So I think you understand that. I think you're accepting the endings. You have the reverse temperance card here. So I think that there's some healing that still needs to happen. The temperance card associated with Sagittarius is about balance. It's about healing. It's the right chemical mix, the right balance. And I feel here that there is something that is a little out of balance. So you may need to work on some meditation this week. You may need to work on those quiet moments. Do something that brings you peace. Go for a walk, do some art. Do something that you can do that clears your mind of everything else so that you can focus on your process, because this is a process that you've been going through for a while. And it's like this is a turning point in your life. And then I have the Page of Swords next to it. So this is a card about messages. This is a very talky, chatty card. Because it is a sword card, it is about speech, communication, and thought. And because it is a page, it is a messenger. So this is a very, very chatty card. And I think that you are receiving messages this week. You could be receiving some text messages. You could be getting some phone calls. You may be the one doing that, but I really feel that this is receptive. I really feel like people are reaching out to you this week. And it seems like that's something you don't really want to deal with. And the reason I say it seems like something you don't want to deal with is because there's the reverse 5 of Swords here. It seems to me like there's a fight that you don't want to get into. I think you feel like there's going to be some type of confrontation if you have these conversations. And I don't think that you're ready for that. You're like, I know that nobody's really going to win here if I engage. And so I'm going to disengage from it. I'm skipping a card and I'll tell you why in a second. But then I also have the 4 of Swords. This totally reaffirms that message here of like, I want to take a break from this. I want some respite from this. I need to retreat and kind of go within myself. That's the feeling that you're coming to this week with those messages and with what you're dealing with right now. You're dealing with some heavy changes in your life. So I think that you need your quiet. You need everything to be kind of stable. It's like you don't want the drama this week. And then I have the Queen of Wands in the middle. And this is why I kind of skipped it, because I wanted you to see the way that those two cards resonated with one another. And then this is telling you who's involved in it. Okay. The Queen of Wands is involved in it. This is a powerful figure, not a bad figure, but this is an energy, an individual who I think is a very attractive and appealing to you. Okay, and don't get hung up on the fact that it's a queen. Okay, it can be male or female, but this is an individual that kind of always seems to pull you in for some reason. It's like they have this magnetic ability to just like, yank on the heartstrings there, yank on the something strings. And you don't want to do it this week. You don't want to go around with them again right now. And then at the bottom of this week, at the end of this spread, I have reversed Ace of Pentacles, reversed 8 of Wands. I want to talk about those in tandem for a minute. And the reason is because the Ace of Pentacles is about an opportunity that is missed. And I want you to think to yourself, like, look, here we've got somebody trying to communicate with me and I don't want to go around it again. I think that you may need to deal with it. I think that you may need to entertain the idea of texting them back or calling them back or having that conversation, because you don't want to avoid it. And I think this could be a time that you don't want to miss out on whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing right now. And sometimes it's good to retreat and sometimes not. So I want you to consider not retreating this time. The reverse Ace of Wands next to it is about you not wanting to talk. And that's why I said I want to look at these in tandem. The Eight of Wands is a messenger card. It is about receiving messages. It's a card I often see when somebody is wanting to hear from somebody. Am I going to hear from them? And if I see this one upright, I'm like, yeah, you will. It's reversed here. So it's like it's not talking. It's not communicating. It doesn't want to do it. And that's why I'm like, I think you might need to consider having this conversation with this individual, because I see you not wanting to do it, and then I get this missed opportunity. Well, what's the alternative to that? Well, there's some type of offer on the table that comes from the heart, some type of heart offer, love offer even, but the Page of Cups is definitely like an emotional reaching out. Here it is, I'm giving something to you. So it looks like this person wants to give. They're coming from a good place. And so it's, I'm like, I don't want you to miss the opportunity just because you're like, I'm already anticipating a fight. I already know how this is going to go. I'm going to lose in the end. You know, it may not be that way this time. So let's go ahead and do some clarification. Let's see what other information we get about everything. Okay, so clarifying the Death card, we have the Six of Wands. This is a card that is associated with Jupiter, the greater benefic. In Leo, it is about victory. It is about triumph. So the endings are really, like I said, they are transformation. So you're putting things behind you that are good for you to put behind you. Now let's clarify the reverse Temperance, because it does seem like something is still a little out of balance. It seems like there's still things that need to be resolved. And I talked about this with you, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, that there was still a lesson that wasn't learned. And I think we're coming back to that there's something that needs to be revisited. So let's clarify Temperance. Okay, with the Four of Wands. Okay, look, I don't know if you are done with somebody or if you want them to come back. I don't know where you are in this, because there's so many of you and you have so many different situations. But the thing that you have in common is that having a reconciliation is going to be helpful. Having a reunion and a healing is going to be helpful. That's the Four of Wands. And it's going to be out of whack if you're trying to push something away that's good for you. Now, if it's unhealthy for you, then by all means, let it go. But I want you to think, is this a bad person or is this a bad situation that we were in? Again, it's going to be different. I'm never going to tell anybody to let somebody who's abusive or harmful or just, using them, I'm not going to tell you to let that person back in. So don't jump to the conclusion of, well, this is a shitty person. It may not be about that person. It may be about somebody else. Okay. So people get it in their head that it's about one particular person, and it isn't always the one that you think of first. Okay. Let's look at the Page of Swords, messages that you are receiving, either what they're about or who they're from. Let's see. Okay, we have the Hermit, that's associated with Virgo. So you may be receiving some messages about a period of time that things have been, you've been in separation with somebody. We're seeing that kind of story a lot. The Knight of Cups, there's more love coming in. Here's more offers of love. You are definitely getting these offers of, I want to be with you. I want to end the separation. I want to come back. I want to reconcile. I want to work things out. You don't want to do it though. You don't want to do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify this next line here. I'm not going to clarify all of it because I think that we have the majority of the story, but I am going to look at what's going on here. This is where I don't see you wanting to engage. And I think that it's because you're anticipating things going wrong. Okay, we have the Aeon, which is the card that is like in this deck, it's the same as the Judgment card. This is a card about bringing things back to life that were done and over. We're seeing this a lot. The endings may not be such hardcore endings for you. I do see that you're going through transformation. You've got healing here with the Star. It came out upright, so I'm going to take it. There's an opportunity to do things a totally different way here. There is an opportunity to like heal the karmic scar that is down the middle of this situation, and it is healing. It is hope for things to be different this time around. Let's look at the reversed Ace of Pentacles. Down at the bottom. Okay, don't want to miss an opportunity. Okay. Okay, we've got the Moon. So you don't want to miss an opportunity because you have fear about it, okay? Just because there's just fear. There's fear associated with this. It's a Pisces associated card, so it may be dealing with moving past what is seen, okay? So things that are not readily seen coming up. And I think that there's a lot of fear about what happened before, what could happen again. There's fear of having your heart broken here. And you might miss out because I think it's going to be different. There's something different about this story than what has happened before. Let's look at the Page of Cups at the end. As we've seen repeatedly with the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, we do see an offer of love, an offer from the heart, something that is more pure coming through. And we've got the Nine of Cups. It is fulfilling desires and wishes that you have. And the Three of Wands, this is making plans for the future. So this is a totally moving in a different direction from what has happened. And if you try to push this out now, I think that you're going to regret it. So if it's worth it when it comes around to you, when this person comes around to you and it presents itself and you say, not again, be careful of that. You know, make sure that that's really something that you want to say no to. Because people do change. Okay, sometimes people deserve a second chance. I would not say they deserve a fifth chance, but some people deserve a second chance. So I want you to just think about that. Okay, let's do your message from the universe. What do you need to hear personally this week? Choose one card, 1 through 3, just one. Don't tell me all 3 were yours because they weren't. Leave some for other people. All right, and while we're at it, go ahead and hit the notification bell, the subscribe, whatever that thing's called. I'm a little baby YouTuber, and I have to fight the big YouTube machine, so, I won't even pop up on your notification screen if you don't hit that right now, so please do so. I have card 1, 2, and 3, so you'll go ahead and pick which one is yours. You know how to pause, so I'm going to jump into it. Card 1 is the Chariot. This is associated with Cancer. This is your major arcana card. This is a victory over your emotions. This is victory and triumph in emotional matters. It is forward progress. It is advancement. You are moving forward and you are going to do wonderfully at it. So this is a hugely positive message about where things are going in your life now. For card number 2, this is the Queen of Cups. So this is showing emotional nurturing, okay? You being the nurturer, you receiving the nurturing, you being emotionally, again, it's very similar with the Chariot because they're both like water sign associated cards, but we do have like emotional comfort and intelligence and calm and, being able to manage ourselves well. And that's what's going on this week here with the Queen of Cups. I also think that there is somebody that needs your nurturing or that you are going to receive nurture or care from. And then for card number 3, we have the Knight of Coins. This is telling you that when it comes to matters of finance and money and work, slow and steady wins the race. Don't try to jump ahead too fast. Don't get frustrated when things don't move as quickly as you want them to, because slow and steady practicality is going to get you ahead. Thank you so much for watching, Cancer. I'll see you again next week.